Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are playing artillery, but before you get into being, oh, base, this isn't the map you said the battle replay was going to be on in the title of the video. I know. I just want to show you guys a little bit from this replay first. And first off, who did that? Was that our allied artillery that hit that guy, or was that the enemy? I'm not sure. But this tank destroyer here, the Jagdpanzer IV, he is going to cause a lot of trouble for me. As you can see, he's already taken out the VK that tried to come over here and protect us, and I'm trying to get a shot, but from where I'm sitting, it's a really tough shot to get. And now keep an eye on the red line you see coming from my perspective there. It turns green when I have a shot, and you can see here it's green until it gets to the enemy, and then it turns red. Which meant that it could have potentially hit him, even though it didn't after he moved out of the way. But now I'm reloading. I'm thinking, where else can I help? I'm assuming that KV-85 is going to have a handle on him. But I might be surprised because he just killed the KV-85. Now, T-29, can I hit you? These rocks here, for those of you who are often using those rocks as cover, you might not understand just how much trouble those rocks really cause for artillery that are trying to shoot at you. And unless the artillery is sitting down towards the K0, that bottom right corner on the minimap, then it is a really hard place to push. Now, I'm backing up. I'm going to hide behind these bushes and these trees as much as possible because I know this guy, he is coming for us artillery. Now, I'm trying to get a shot off. I want to try to save our artillery there. Maybe he can save himself, though, in the M44, but it's probably just not going to happen. Let's see, point blank, and nope. He made a mistake. He should have backed up to get a shot, but instead he turned his tank. The M44 turned his tank, and that stuck the front end of it out a little bit more, giving him a real nice place. I got distracted by the artillery shooting at the Tiger 1. Apparently he was spotted when the Jagdpanzer came in, and he is definitely very AFK. Well, at the very least, he is AFK, but for those of you who don't like people that are AFK and like to kill them when they're still sitting in the cap circle, just leave them. If they're an ally, AFK, just leave them. Oh, I just took a hit. I did not realize he had a shot at me, and I fired and I missed, and luckily he missed that second shot. But now, that Tiger 1 there, useless as he may seem to be, he is actually spotting the enemy tank for me. So, I know exactly where he is the whole time, and maybe, just maybe, you know, those AFK players might wake up halfway through the battle and come back to save your butt. I've seen that happen a few times too. Now, this artillery piece here that I'm driving, by the way, a really nice one. It's much better than the crappy Tier 5 before it. Its gun cannot move towards the left at all. I've got it moved towards the left as much as possible. However, it can move towards the right quite nicely, and thank you. Shotgun. Jagdpanzer IV, he is down. He took out 3/4 of my health, but I managed to take him out. Now I'm hiding behind this building, hoping that artillery will not have a shot at me. I wanted to hide there until I disappeared from their radar, then I can get out without them knowing. However, it seems that the Tiger 1 has woken up. He only has 1/3 of his health left now, but he has awoken. Now he's going to go over there and, spoiler alert, die to the T-29, which is going to mean that I'm going to be stuck with the T-29 and have to deal with him. Now, one advantage I have against the T-29 is my speed and my mobility and my low profile, and as you may have heard in my last video, I talked about... Can I hit him? I need to hit him. This is potentially game-changing. Right, good. Now he's a one-shot for me in almost every case. Oh, he knows where I am. Ooh, hit my track. I need to repair that and get out of here fast. But luckily with this thing, if somebody shoots your gun, it typically does no damage to your tank whatsoever. And most of the time, I found, doesn't even damage your gun, which is very surprising. That T-29 missed that next shot. Now I should be safe. I'm hiding behind the rocks. I'm going to move down there, though. I need to get to the low ground. Gun depression in this is very minimal. He just missed that last shot. This is going to give me a great opportunity. Please don't miss. He's nice above me. Kaboom! There's shotgun number 2. And now this is going to leave me a very interesting situation here. Alright, so the E-25 on our team decided to go up and try to hunt down the enemy. Now there's the AT-15A over at about C2, and the artillery was last seen right about here. Oh crap. Let's try for a lucky shot. And nope, that hit the ground right in front of me, it looked like. Now we need to back into cover where that guy can't hit me. I need to be very careful here. I need to try to get this guy out of the picture before the AT-15A gets here, because once he gets here, there's no way I'm going to take out 2 of them. with the long reload this thing has, which is around 30 seconds. Oh crap, he's right behind me. Please miss, please miss, please miss, please miss. He missed. Oh. Alright, that means hurry up and turn around. Remember, our gun moves to the right farther than it can to the left. So we need to take advantage of that. That means if we traverse to the right, we'll be able to aim faster. And we missed. Dang it. Now he's like, alright, time to turn the tables. I'm going to be reloaded before you. But now, the question is he going to come after me? No, he's going to wait. He must know something I don't know. He's probably thinking, okay, AT-15, you're almost here. The whole time I was worried that AT-15, was going to appear over there and catch me by surprise. But I kind of, during the battle, underestimated the speed of the AT-15. It turns out he is faster than a T-95. So he got here too early and didn't give me time to run, which I thought I had a few more seconds. But good game to you guys. Alright, now for the actual battle. We are on Malinovka here, and to give you a little bit more of a lesson about this thing, well, first off, I would recommend it to anybody. The Tier 5 version of this, the Tier 5 French artillery, I found that it kind of sucked, to be honest. I was doing really good to get more than a couple hundred damage per shot, per battle, I mean, and it was not uncommon for me to hit KV-1s and KV-2s for 17 damage here and there, and it was like, such a frustrating tank. Yeah, this thing, every time I hit something, it seems to do 300-400 damage, and if I penetrate with this thing, as you can see in the bottom here, it does 950 damage average. It doesn't happen very often, but as you'll see in this battle, it does sometimes happen. Alright, now, you may have noticed in chat there, I like to when people complain about the amount of artillery in a battle, I like to bring up the days when there used to be a crazy amount of artillery on each side. Before they implemented a 5 artillery limit on each side, there was sometimes, this guy doesn't seem to believe me, but there was a few battles I had where there was literally 12 artillery on each side, and that was insane. Those are the battles where you're like, I don't even want to play. I mean, if one tank... you could send all 4 of your heavy tanks, which is all you had other than artillery, one path, and it would just be a slaughter. If you lost one of your tanks first, it was game over. But anyways, and boy did it rain. I also like to, when people bring up the days, when they bring up that they're a tier 6 in a tier 8 battle, for example, and complain about that, I like to bring up the days where it wasn't uncommon to see yourself in a tier 6 in a tier 10 battle. So I could be in my American heavy tier 6, the M6, and find E100s and mouses and stuff like that in the battle with me. But yeah, I apologize for rambling on, but that's what I'm going to have to do with artillery battles. Either that or fast forward a lot of things, but I don't really want to do that. And so just pay attention to the chat a little bit, and we'll chill. But I did actually buy or research right before the artillery update where they... Ooh, no, we missed. Alright, before the artillery update where they changed all the tiers, or they introduced tier 10 artillery, because it used to only go up to tier 8, and before they nerfed it all and everything, I bought up to the GW Tiger, I believe, which was at the time the tier 7, I believe it was a tier 7. Now I think it's the tier 9, but I might be wrong about that. So I actually have researched up to, I assume, the tier 9 artillery piece, but it's not something I really want to go back to. Instead, I tried the French tier 10 out on the test server a while back, and I absolutely loved it. So I'm pushing towards that now, hence why I'm doing this thing. So I've been getting my triples and my doubles, if there's an event, a triple. Nice, we hit him, 402 damage, not too bad. It would have been nice to take out the other guy because he's causing our Tiger more troubles, but luckily the Tigers got him, and he was a moving target too, so he was a lot harder to hit. We're just going to keep trying to support this Tiger 1, and it looks like he has another enemy coming up behind him, but he has an ally with him as well. So let's see if we can take this guy out in the T... Is that a T-29? Yes, it is. I should have known by the ears in the turret. Can we hit him? This is a tough spot to hit because... Alright, only 180 damage for splash, but still fair amount, especially if my allied artillery was watching there and they saw that I just tracked him, then they could pummel him. Oh, there's a T-34. And the T-20 there. Whenever there's 2 tanks next to each other, I'm like, oh man, if only I could hit a spot right between them, or right on one when the other's right next to the other, and splash them both or kill them both. That would just be amazing. Alright, T-34, you're next. You have 1,100 health points left. Let's see what kind of damage we can do to you. Nice. That's one of the, I think, 3 times in this tank, which I'm on to the tier 7 now, the Lorraine, that I've actually managed to penetrate a shot and do around 1,000 damage to an enemy tank. And that was kind of a surprise to me. I was not expecting that to penetrate. Usually it's stuff like this T-25-2 here, for example, that I managed to penetrate and do one-shot kills to, which is pretty nice. But as I was saying, it's hard to hit the T-29 here because there is a bit of a ridge, if you can see my mouse, right along here the whole way, so that's kind of hard for me to shoot over. In fact, shells often hit right here. There's a connecting shot with the T-29, 351 damage. Not an amazing roll, but I'll take it. But to be honest, that T-34 shot for over 1,000 damage, that was what really made me think that this replay was fun. It was the first time I did that much damage in artillery, and wow, what was that? The T-34, our allied T-34 just hit the T-29 right in the ear. You can see the penetration mark, or the bounce mark, on its so-called left ear. Oh, please stay still. Please stay still. No, you're gonna move. Alright, where are you gonna move to? Try to predict where he's gonna stop next. And we hit him. We won't know how much damage we actually did to him until he reappears, but unfortunately it wasn't a one-shot kill. These things, the T-25-2s, they have what seems to be an insane amount of armor on the turret. I've shot him with tier 8 guns many times and just it shrugged it off like, you're kidding me, right? It seems like it might be his first day driving, but I think he's too worried about what's behind him. He seemed to be hitting the ridgeline a little bit. But now, if you were paying attention to the minimap, you will have noticed the enemy team, including a Love and possibly a KV-85, had moved into our base, and we don't know where the rest of the enemy team is for the most part, so there could potentially be more coming. So let's get out of there. There's one capturing. And this next part here, oh, I completely forgot about this part. It makes this replay shine too, which we're going to have to carry this game. So let's see what we can do. We're going to position a reticle so we can have a nice firing arc. There's the FE-304. These things, you may have seen some videos on them. They are very agile, they're tiny, they're fast, they have a tremendous rate of fire, and they're relatively accurate as well. They don't do that much damage per shot, but it's enough that if they hit me directly, I am toast. And if it comes down to a 1 versus 1 fight against them, it's going to win. 90% of the time, it's going to win. Unless I make that first shot connect, I lose. Alright, now this KV-85, and I apologize for the tanks always having... Oh, we hit him. If you don't see a splash when you fire with artillery like that, if you don't see the explosion on the ground, that means you hit something, such as an invisible enemy tank. Okay, the artillery piece is done. That makes me feel a little bit better, and I'm not sure if that was the smartest thing to do there, T-34-3. Well, now you're dead. Now, KV-85, please stay tracked for another few seconds. I want to put a shell into your engine compartment. Will he let us? And... oh, well, we hit him again. I guess it didn't go into his engine compartment, though, because he's not dead, unfortunately. Let's see what happens. Another fun fact, if your shell hits a dead tank, it does not do any splash damage to the targets near it. And we just saw a fence break there. You've got to pay attention to things like that when you're artillery, especially in a situation like this. You've got to watch any destructible items in the cap circle. You need to watch. Then you can see if the enemy is there. Then at least you have a general idea of where they are. And okay, let's go for the target inside the cap circle first, which is the KV-2. Nice, we hit him. We reset the cap we reset the cap completely, and now we are encountering some trouble. There is an enemy tank in the forest here, the Love. We do not want to get stuck facing him head to head. Again, if we don't make our first shot count, then we are toast. Alright, there he is. Does he see us? Probably not. Looks like he's not looking towards us. Let's see if we can get a shot at him. Archie is encountering some... well, he's trying to penetrate the Love, but unfortunately he just has too much armor. And the side armor on the Love isn't that bad either, so it's a tough target. Let's make this count. Alright, we hit. That's really good. That was probably a winning shot, a game-winning shot right there. Because this Chi-Ri, I have to give him some credit. Wayne Martin is his name. He did a very good job here. XVM may statistically show him as a pretty crappy player, but he just took out that enemy there. And if it weren't for him earlier keeping his cool, then we would have had a really hard time spotting the enemy targets in the cap circle. and potentially saving the game right there. So good job to him. I wouldn't have been able to shoot those enemy targets in there, a lot of them, potentially, if he wasn't doing a good job. Luckily, he didn't get all dumb and ahead of himself and try to rush in there and save it himself. He just spotted from a distance and let me do the work. So good job to him. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.